On this edition of Detroit Sports Monthly, we are covering some of the most coveted events in Detroit this month. Hi, this is Roy J. Akers. We cover the Detroit Grand Prix, and let's start off trackside with Jason Ross Jr.
During yesterday's media availability, Will Power spoke about the Indy 500 victory that he added on to his resume last week, and he said that when he was crossing the start-finish line and driving into victory lane, there was a feeling that he had never felt before, and I guess that's a testament to the fact that winning the Indy 500 is just a tad bit different than winning every other race on the circuit, and Will's done his fair share of winning, and while Will certainly steps into a positive side of IndyCar history, he also steps into a group of drivers that have historically struggled the following weekend here in Detroit. Most credit those struggles to the fact that it is a hectic week of obligations that follow up becoming an Indy 500 winner. Recapping Will's week a bit, on Monday morning he had a multi-hour photo shoot at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Later that night he had the 500 banquet. Tuesday he made a stop in New York. Wednesday he had more media obligations in Dallas, and yesterday he finally arrived here in Detroit to speak with the media a little bit more and hopefully squeezed in a nap or two along the way. But definitely a busy week for Will, coming off that life-changing victory, and this week he'll step into a track that he has won twice, and so that certainly gives him a bit of confidence, but it is a physically demanding track with plenty of bumps along the way for these drivers, so we'll see if Will is at the top of his game. He says that he hopes to stop that trend of drivers struggling after winning the Indy 500.
Thanks, Jason. When we return, we will go on to the KitchenAid PGA Senior Championship in Benton Harbor and John Deaver, who is with Rocco Media.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the 79th KitchenAid Senior PGA Championship, and I'm pleased to be joined by Rocco Media, 2016 champion. Rocco, welcome back to Southwest Michigan. And as you think back 2 years ago, as you returned here to Harbor Shores, what kind of memories or images jump into your mind and stand out?
What happened here? It's been a long time.
A long time.
No, it's always great to come back, especially this event. It's just good to just remember. Mark and I were talking all day about shots. We believe when you did that, and crazy stuff happened, especially around here. So it's great. It's great to be there. Always good to be back.
Paul Broadhurst is a surprise winner of the event. The PGA Legends Tour makes another stop in Michigan at Warwick Hills in September, and we will be there. What happens when the media race against IndyCar racers and go-karts? We find out at Kart to Kart in Utica. One of the great times in the pre-racing annals going on before the Detroit Grand Prix this weekend is media night and go-karts. The media can't often compete because, heck, they're mostly out of shape. But in tonight's races, everybody can all put their feet down on the gas pedal, and let's see how that turns out.
I have done, and that's my goal tonight, is to beat some of these high-priced show ponies. So let's try to do that. They're all good guys. Ari and Jack, the rest of them, Mark Miller, terrific guys, but they race hard against us, the media.
Ari gives the drivers tips, and he lets us know how it came out.
No, it's all good. This is, this is a great event. I've been doing it now for the last few years, so it's really cool to see a lot of familiar faces. It's always a great way to kick off the weekend. This is one of my favorite race weekends because Detroit is very welcoming for us, and obviously having Lear on board, they're the presenting sponsor for the race, so to represent them is a big deal.
Well, the Doug Guthrie Challenge is over, and we have crowned a winner. For Detroit Sports Media, this is Roy J. Akers reporting. The event was a lot of fun, and I cannot wait to do it again next year. When we return, we'll take it to Jimmy John's Field in Utica and catch up with a top prospect being watched by Major League Scouts.
I've been active for as long as I can remember. Staying healthy is everything, not just for me, but for my whole family. Kelly and I run, do yoga to find some balance, and work to eat right. From the moment our twins were born at St. Joe's, we've been focused on keeping them safe and healthy. And as a dad, I'm going to do everything I can to be a positive role model. The journey to better health starts with one step. I'm Detroit Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford. Join me.
It's time to learn more. Visit stjoeshealth.org.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
The North Shore Baseball League fields 4 teams, and this third-year league has produced 20-plus players who've been signed by major league teams to stock their minor league affiliates with bona fide prospects. Scott McDonald has one of the players.
Hi, this is Scott McDonald, Vice President of Marketing and Public Relations here at the United Shore Professional Baseball League. I'm joined by right-handed pitcher Cody Brown of the Utica Unicorns. Cody, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me out.
Cody, you're off to a great start here for the Unicorns, doing extremely well, locating your pitches, your strikeouts are up, your walks are down. Take me through kind of your offseason last year and the differences, the changes you've made from last year to this year.
Kind of all offseason, I really worked on just hitting my spots, not really worrying about velocity, none of that stuff, just more location with my fastball changeup. We'd set up a dummy in the bullpen, and I'd try to get it on the hands when I wanted to, maybe raise it up when I need to, work outside with the slider. My slider is kind of my out pitch, and I kind of worked on that, get more in the zone with that, because last year I used to leave it up a lot or I'd be way down. So it's kind of my release point, and I think Justin's really helped me a lot with my release point, and being able to get out in front and getting a good balance point has really helped me with my location and be able to, like, I guess you could say, shorten up or small in the zone a little bit instead of being all scattered everywhere.
Now you've become one of the top prospects out of this league. The Minnesota Twins were out here to watch you pitch recently. Talk about what this league has been able to help you do as a pitcher to get to that level where you might be signing with a Major League Baseball organization.
I think this league's kind of like fine-tuned me and like shaped me up to becoming a more efficient and better pitcher, kind of like tightening up all my pitches, I guess getting more depth on my slider, more late run on my fastball. And Duff has really helped me, like I said, get out front, get to a good balance point, and make all my misses smaller. You want to be more consistent. Let's say you throw 8 pitches, you want maybe one of the 8 to be a miss, and the other one's, okay, I missed there, but I wanted to throw it there. And that's kind of helped me get better pitches and more in the zone. So.
And Justin Orndorff, the Director of Baseball Operations, he has a delivery value system, DVS model, something that all the pitchers here in the USPBL use. What has that done to kind of change your pitching where you're using your body more than your arm?
Okay, so when I got here, I didn't really use my lower half well. I just got up and I would go slow to the plate. I think the delivery value system has kind of helped me get more momentum into my body, use my lower half towards home plate, and that's helped me get more velo on my fastball because my velo is a little bit up this year from last year. So I'd say it really helped my lower half and got me going towards home plate in more direction as well. So.
Now, you grew up in Texas. You were fortunate enough to win back-to-back national championships in junior college. What was that like, being a player on back-to-back national championship teams?
Well, you kind of dream of just winning one. I mean, not very many people even get to go to one, let alone win one. And I was able to go back-to-back years. That was the program's second and third. So it was honestly the best feeling of my life. I mean, those guys will be my brothers and my friends forever, and I'll never forget the memories I made there.
Now, the USPBL prides itself on the fact that they've had 20 players sign with Major League Baseball organizations in just 2 years. And a lot of guys like yourself probably wouldn't be playing baseball right now if it weren't for this league here at Jimmy John's Field. But now here you are playing and competing and doing extremely well. What advice would you give to some of the other players when they're looking at places to play, and what has the USPBL meant to you?
See, I was hoping on the draft, and that never came along, and I didn't have anywhere to play. And this kind of popped up, and it was an opportunity. And if it wasn't for here, I'd be done playing baseball. I'd be, I guess, getting a job working 40-hour weeks or whatever. But I would say, don't stop playing. Look for a place to play, because you never know. Like, just me coming here has made me that much better of a pitcher and has put me in a good position to go play at the next level. So don't stop, and just look for that next level, maybe a different league or whatever, because you never know what could happen within the time that you go and sign and play in an indie ball league. So, yeah.
Cody Brown, right-handed pitcher for the Utica Unicorns. This is Scott McDonald, correspondent for the Detroit Sports Media.
When we return, we take you back to the Grand Prix, where we have a pair of stories and a roast of one of the 68 Tigers, and you will not want to miss it.
Hi, my name is Stuart Green.
Ashley Branch.
And my name is Cole Butler.
Hi, my name is Amanda Hoffman, and I play softball.
And I play basketball.
I play soccer.
Basketball and football at Petoskey High School.
Point City High School.
Play soccer at Elk Rapids High School. Grayling High School. Harbor Springs High School.
Thank you for tuning in and watching a Michigan High School Athletic Association contest.
We hope to see you back online soon, watching more of our great sportsmanship, athletes, and extracurricular excellence.
And extracurricular excellence.
We are NHSAA.
In a feature story you will not want to miss, what happens when drivers and their pit crews work with their engineers to improve track performance? You will have a never-seen, behind-the-look experience of what happens at the Konica Minolta team. It's always great to interview the drivers that drive in the Detroit Indy Grand Prix. Other series are also just as captivating. One of the things we want to take a look at today is what is the strategy that goes on during the practice sessions before the race and all the adjustments that have to be made.
Just what they need out of the car, you know, if it's understeer, oversteer, you know, if the car's bottoming bad in, you know, different locations, and just kind of their strengths and weaknesses is what we're kind of looking for.
I think that makes it very interesting right now, where I always have clean hands. These guys are working flat out all week, and these cars are actually quite clean as well. So they do get dirty hands, but not as dirty as they used to be when the engine was spitting oil and, you know, making it all dirty. So it's a very clean car. It's a very clean gearbox, very good engine that is very clean, running very clean. Very lean, because you don't want to burn too much fuel, because you only have to carry it around. So you want to get the maximum performance without using too much fuel and so on. So there's a lot of details in this car which makes it quick. And for us as a driver to play with the buttons like traction control, we can do it in two ways, like how much it actually kicks in or how much it let us slide the car. So there's a lot of buttons on the steering wheel which you can play with. So it's a very fancy computer game.
While drivers may be the pretty boys or the face of the franchise, they have to know a thing or two about how to drive a race car, not only on the track, but behind the scenes, and turn data into placing gold.
For sure, I mean, they can, when we are driving, they can see everything we do, how much throttle, how much brake, what the engine is doing, this telemetry, sending information on track to this pit stand where we're now. And I think, I don't know, thousands of sensors. The car's full of sensors in there to supply that information, and it's very helpful for us as a driver after the session to say, hey, okay, this is what my teammate Jordan is doing. I'm overlaying the data, and I can learn from that, and the other way around, he can learn from me if it's a normal day.
Oh, very much so. Even live stream data, we're kind of the engineers will be analyzing data as it comes in live and working through with the drivers on changes they should. You know, they think they should make in the car during the run even.
The pit crew is very important to a driver's practice as they communicate to the team, the engineering, and the driver what's going on with the car, and they make those quick adjustments that turn that lap into perhaps a first place finish. We hope you've enjoyed these behind the scenes look at the pit racing strategy. For Detroit Sports Media, this is Roy J. Akers reporting.
Observe a domesticated human family in their natural habitat, known to their species as the backyard.
Hey, you think I should light it now?
I think it's good.
Yeah?
Oh dear, someone is about to burn a pile of debris that's too tall, which can start a wildfire. Wait, could it be? Blimey, it is.
It's Smokey.
It's Smokey Bear. What a legend.
Hey, it's Smokey. Sorry, it was too high. Right.
Watch as he astutely ensures that there's no wind, and how he removes some of the debris to create a smaller, safer burning pile.
No, you said make it bigger, baby. The bigger, the better.
Take note of our fearless furry friend here, humans.
I appreciate it. Fist bump.
Watching you.
Smokey's done it again.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Denny McLean was roasted recently at the Polish-American Club in Warren, and McLean tells us what this 50th anniversary of the 1968 World Series means to the city of Detroit. What is the biggest takeaway that you have from that season? I know there's a lot.
Well, it's just a championship for the city and the state. Involved in winning what we did in 67 and 68, of course. The perfect piece of timing. 67, after we had all those poor people killed, lots of stuff burned down, all of the police action and just a little nuts. And then for the club to come back and rebound the way we did, it was just magnificent. That ball club was able to bring peace and keep peace for quite some time. Until we got all that.
Yeah, and people came together really from every race and creed that time, and that's probably the best thing about the whole thing, is everybody you know, they might have had odds, but the 68 Tigers kind of tied everything together like a nice, neat little knot.
Yeah, it was black, white, green, yellow. Didn't make any difference what color you were, what religion you were, or what your beliefs were. We all believed that the Detroit Tigers were going to win the pennant in the World Series, and we all believed that they were the best baseball club in baseball for quite some time. And while it didn't work out the direction we wanted it to, 68 was worth all of the marbles and all of the things that happened in 68 to bring this city together, for people to come together, for people to hug and kiss each other, black, white, green, and yellow, as I said. It was just the most magnificent display of seeing a city who had been decimated in 67 to see everybody come together in 68. It was amazing. It was a miracle.
Hi, my name is Stuart Green.
Ashley Branch.
And my name is Cole Butler.
Hi, my name is Amanda Hoffman, and I play softball.
And I play basketball.
I play soccer.
Basketball and football at Petoskey High School.
Point City High School.
Play soccer at Elk Rapids High School. Grayling High School. At Harbor Springs High School.
Thank you for tuning in and watching a Michigan High School Athletic Association contest.
We hope to see you back online soon watching more of our great sportsmanship, athletes, and extracurricular excellence.
And extracurricular excellence.
We are MHSAA.
Active for as long as I can remember. Staying healthy is everything, not just for me, but for my whole family. Kelly and I run, do yoga to find some balance, and work to eat right. From the moment our twins were born at St. Joe's, we've been focused on keeping them safe and healthy. And as a dad, I'm going to do everything I can to be a positive role model. The journey to better health starts with one step. I'm Detroit Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford. Join me.
It's time to learn more. Visit stjoeshealth.org.
Finally, in the first of the two dual races at the Detroit Grand Prix, Scott Dixon won for the 42nd time in his career. His peers said Dixon is a true legend. So Scott Dixon wins leg one of the Detroit Grand Prix. Dixon has won at least one race in 14 straight seasons. He has a total of wins in 16 straight, and he's also tied for third all-time with only A.J. Foyt and Mario Andretti in front of him.
It's, I feel very lucky and very privileged to be in the sport. It's a very tight, tight-knit family group, I think, and to be on this one team, obviously for 16 or 17 years, it's a very tight group of people, and we win and lose together as a group, and we've won 41 races together. I had another win.
When you win as many races as Scott Dixon does, it gets respect from everybody in IndyCar.
I think that Scott Dixon is synonymous with a lot of us, as we respect him as probably one of not only the best drivers in IndyCar history, but also in the world, and it's a pleasure to race against him.
Ryan Hunter-Reay said Scott Dixon is one of the best drivers he's ever seen.
He's just always strong, no matter where you are. In this series, to be a champion and to do what he's done, obviously you have to be very good at every different discipline, and he's that way. It doesn't matter if you're on a street circuit, road course, short oval, super speedway. Scott's going to be up front, and he's always a threat, and that's why he is where he is.
When Scott Dixon heard that other drivers paid him a lot of respect for his 42nd win, he said that the respect is mutual.
I think that level of respect is across the board. I think again, I feel very lucky to race all of these competitors. And I think importantly for IndyCar right now, we've seen a tremendous amount of influx of rookies too, and really damn fast rookies, and it's good to see for the sport. There's some different names coming in, which is good for the future. And I feel lucky to race some of the veterans that I have for a while, but also some of these guys that have raced in different series throughout the world, and then have come over here to try it too. So I have the utmost respect for almost the entire field. It's the depth of the IndyCar series right now is.
Scott Dixon knows that as good as he is in the front seat of a car, his pit crew is a real reason for his success, and he explains why.
They're big time. For us, I think a lot of people sometimes forget too, outside of racing, that it's very much a team sport, and the pit crew is key. Is key. So is the strategy. The engineering group. It's a combined group of about 20 or 30 people per car that make this possible each weekend. But the pit crews, man, they can help you win a lot of races.
Is Scott Dixon ready to hang him up? Not by a long shot. He tells us some of his future goals in a very coy way.
Yeah, that's the goal. I'd like to have another 10 or 15, but It's definitely got tougher, throughout these years, and there's some, really strong teams. There's no little teams anymore. Even though some of these teams like to call themselves little teams, they're not little teams. They're very well funded and have very good engineering staff and, able to pull off victories. So it's good for the health of the sport, and that's the problem right now is any team, any driver combination. It's out on
For Detroit Sports Media, this is Roy J. Akers reporting.
For as long as I can remember. Staying healthy is everything, not just for me, but for my whole family. Kelly and I run, do yoga to find some balance, and work to eat right. From the moment our twins were born at St. Joe's, we've been focused on keeping them safe and healthy. And as a dad, I'm going to do everything I can to be a positive role model. The journey to better health starts with one step. I'm Detroit Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford. Join me.
It's time to learn more. Visit stjoeshealth.org.
Observe a domesticated human family in their natural habitat, known to their species as the backyard.
Hey, you think I should light it now?
I think it's good.
Yeah?
Oh dear, someone is about to burn a pile of debris that's too tall, which can start a wildfire. Wait, could it be? Blimey, it is.
It's Smokey.
It's Smokey Bear. What a legend.
Hey, it's Smokey. Sorry, it was too high. Right.
Watch as he astutely ensures that there's no wind, and how he removes some of the debris to create a smaller, safer burning pile.
No, you said make it bigger, baby. The bigger the better.
Take note of our fearless furry friend here, humans.
I appreciate it. Fist bump.
Watching you.
Smokey's done it again.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
For this show, I have saved the very best for last. I had the only interview of the weekend with perhaps the greatest driver in American history. No, it's not Ricky Bobby. With me is A.J. Foyt. A.J., how did Tony do out there today in qualifying? He was top 10.
Well, he's having some tire trouble, so that's the biggest problem. We got to figure out what's going on.
Sure. Just real quick. You've been doing this for a long time. I mean, you won everything. You managed everything. What keeps you going?
Well, my son's running a team now for me, and I just come to the races, just oversee. That's all.
AJ, thanks a lot for coming on right now. Thank you, sir. While AJ Foyt did not give us much time, it is a true thrill to meet this racing legend. That will do it for this show, and if you like us, please send a shout out and tell 10 friends about it. This is Roy J. Akers reporting.